Hi everyone, I am Devjit and today I discuss about a poem Where the Mind is Without Fear written by Rabindranath Tagore. So first we have to know about a little bit introduction about it. So Where the Mind is Without Fear is one of the most celebrated and deeply impactful poems in modern Indian literature. It is written by Nobel Laureate Rabindranath Tagore. It was originally composed in Bengali under the title of Chitto Jetha Bhoy Shunno in 1910. Tagore translated it into English himself and it was published in 1912 as poem number 35 in his masterpiece anthology Gitanjali, the Song Offerings. Let's know about a little bit historical context. The poem was written during the peak of British colonial rule in India. While the freedom struggle was gaining momentum across the country, Tagore noticed that most leaders were focused entirely on political freedom. Changing who ruled the land, Tagore argued that getting rid of the British would mean nothing if the citizens remained mentally enslaved by fear, ignorance, and social evils. Therefore, this poem is not a political slogan, it is a deeply spiritual prayer to the Almighty, envisioning a future where freedom means the complete awakening of the human mind, intellect, and soul. Let's discuss about the line by line explanation of the poem. So, the in line 1, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. So here, Rabindranath Tagore dreams of a country where no citizen lives in constant fear of oppression, authority, or violence. Instead, every individual should possess self-respect, dignity, and confidence to look other side. Living under the colonial rule meant living in psychological subjugation. The phrase "head is held high" is a physical metaphor for reclaiming lost pride and human dignity against tyranny. Next line, where knowledge is free. Educational knowledge should not be restricted to a privileged few based on wealth, gender, or social class. It should be open, accessible, and free to every single citizen. Tagore strongly opposed institutional monopolies on education. He believed that ignorance is a tool used to keep people weak and that free dissemination of knowledge is the ultimate equalizer in a democracy. Right? And the next and very important line is where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. The world should not be fractured into small pieces by human prejudices like racism, religious intolerance, caste systems, or extreme nationalism. Here, narrow domestic walls are the mental barriers we build that make us selfish and suspicious of others. Here, Tagore targets internal social evils here. He warns that a country cannot stand if its people are divided by narrow minded, localized identities instead of seeing humanity as one globe family. The next line, where words come out from the depth of truth. Here, a free society must be an honest society. People should speak with absolute sincerity and courage, without hypocrisy or the need to lie out of fear of those in power. Okay. Fear breeds deception, flattery, and corruption. Tagore emphasizes that true intellectual freedom is impossible without a foundation of absolute truth and transparency. Okay, and the next line is where tirelessly striving stretches its arms towards perfection. Citizens should never become lazy, complacent, or satisfied with mediocrity. They must work hard continuously to push the nation towards excellence and perfection. Tagore personifies striving as a person reaching out with open arms. It reminds students that building a great nation is a continuous, dynamic journey of effort, not a static or one time achievement. The next line is, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Okay. Logical, scientific, and rational thinking should guide human choices like a clear stream of running water. We must not let our minds be choked by outdated, blind superstitions and ancient rituals, that means the dead habit, which act like a dry, lifeless desert sand. This is the poem's most famous extended metaphor. Tagore contrasted the life giving, flowing nature of reason with the suffocating, static nature of blind customs that serve no modern purpose. Next, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action. Here, the mind of the people should be guided by God or a high moral compass so that their thoughts and action continuously expand, becoming more progressive, open minded, and inclusive over time. Here, the pronoun thee refers to the Almighty. Tagore envisions a society that does not get stuck in a fixed mindset but is constantly evolving to accept broader universal perspectives. And the next is, into the haven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. In this final line, Tagore addresses God as my father and begs him to awaken India into this beautiful haven of freedom. He wants his country to open its eyes to a completely new dawn of liberty. Here, the use of the word awake implies that country is currently asleep in a state of ignorance and subjugation. Notably, he says, let my country awake rather than give my country freedom, indicating that true freedom is an internal realization that the citizens must actively rise into. Okay, so the poem is completed. To wrap things up, let's do a quick mental recap of the three pillars of Tagore's prayer. The first is intellectual freedom through open education and logical thinking. And the second is social unity by destroying internal barriers like caste and religious prejudices. And the third is continuous self improvement that tirelessly striving towards perfection. Make sure to remember the contrast between the clear stream of reason and the dreary desert sand of dead habit for your exams and essays. If you found this line by line analysis helpful, leave a comment below letting me know which line resonates with you the most. Don't forget to hit subscribe or more simplified literature guides. Happy studying, and I will catch you in the next lesson. Okay, that's all.